It is supposed to be the toughest part of the history because many beginners they don't know what to be asked in the negative history. I'll give you a simple method. We have to ask about the three things, that is the differential diagnosis, about the etiological factor, and the complications. Now take an example of hernia. Suppose a patient comes to you with a swelling in the groin. So the differential diagnosis would be hydrocele, Sipana varicocele, etc. So in the negative history, we will be ruling out these differential diagnoses by asking a particular question about each and every diagnosis. We ask whether these are present or not so that we can rule out them. Now the second thing is to be asked is the etiology. In hernia, as we all know, that is the increased intra-abdominal pressure is the cause of hernia. So we ask about history of constipation, history of chronic cough, or any urinary problem. So by asking these questions, we get a clue about the etiological factor. Third thing is the history of complication. That is, if the patient is having any history of irreducibility or obstruction or strangulation. So negative history covers ruling out the differential diagnosis, etiological factor, and the complications. Before we go to the next segment, that is the past history, it is a good habit to ask about the history of comorbidities, especially history of hypertension and diabetes mellitus. Then we will shift to the next segment, that is the past history. In the past history, we will be asking about if the patient has any major illness in the past, especially tuberculosis, asthma, any connective tissue disorder, etc. Then we will ask about any history of previous surgery, because suppose a patient is having a history of lower segment cesarean section in the past. Now the patient has come with a bulging in the lower abdomen. So in this case, we can get an idea that the patient might be having any incisional hernia. In the past history, we ask if the patient had similar episode in the past. So the present condition may be a part of relapse or it can be a recurrent condition. Also, history of any previous hospitalization or history of blood transfusion is asked in this particular segment. The next segment is the history of allergy. This is very, very important history as far as the treatment of this patient is concerned, because sometimes the patient is allergic to some medicines, for example, penicillins or sulfur drugs or some non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So by asking the history of allergy, we can avoid giving these medications. Also, if the patient is allergic to particular diet, then we can very well avoid that thing also. So in each and every patient, history of allergy must be asked. Coming to the next section is the personal history. In the personal history, we ask about the marital status of the patient, then the dietary habit, about the sleep, bowel and bladder habit, and if the patient is having any addiction. Now, by asking the marital status, we can get a clue. For example, if a patient is married, in that condition, we can suspect any sexually transmitted disease. Or if the patient is having some sexually transmitted disease, so we can treat his or her partner. Talking about the diet, it is very important to know if the patient is vegetarian or non-vegetarian, because adopting a particular dietary pattern, the patient can be deficient in particular micronutrients. So knowing the dietary habit, we can correct that particular deficiency. Also, while giving the dietary advices to the patient, we can give it according to his dietary style. It is very important to know if the patient is sleeping adequately or not, because many a times, because of the pain or itching or any other symptoms, the patient's sleep may be disturbed. So by asking the history of sleep, we can get an idea about the severity of the condition. Appetite is also one of the very important aspects, because many times patient comes with anorexia. So it's very important to know the appetite of the patient, especially in thyroid patient, because the appetite may change in hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. In each and every patient, we must ask about the bowel and bladder habit of the patient, because suppose a patient comes to you with a history of anal fissure, so we must ask if the bowel habits are regular or not, because constipation is a risk factor for development of anal fissure and piles. Also, in case of diabetes mellitus, there can be a frequency of micturition, so the history of bowel and bladder is very important in each and every case. The history of addiction is also very important. For example, if a patient comes to you with ascites, it's very important to know if the patient is alcoholic or not. Common addictions in our country is tobacco chewing, smoking, or any use of recreational drugs. Whenever if a patient is addicted to any of them, then we have to ask which type of addiction he is having, how many times in a day he is taking that, since how long he is taking. If he has quit it, then it has to be noted. Next segment is the family history. It is very important to know if any of the family member is suffering from any major illness, because many a times patient might have some familial or hereditary disease. Also, some of the genetic diseases are related to the family members. So it's very good practice to know about the health history of the other family members. Coming to the next part is the treatment history. In this, we ask if the patient has taken treatment for this particular disease. For example, most of the time patient comes to you after getting treated by some local doctor or after taking some home remedy. Sometimes patient gets investigated at other center. So it is very important to know the investigations and treatment patient has undergone. In female patients, it's very important to know the menstrual and obstetric history of the patient. In the menstrual history, we ask about the menarche, also the regularity of the cycle, the duration of cycle, duration of flow, whether the patient is having any dysmenorrhea or patient passes any clots, number of pads changed during that particular days. So everything must be known to the doctor. In obstetric history, we ask if the patient is pregnant or not, how many times she has delivered, if she has aborted any time, or number of live and dead children. Because it is very important to know if the patient is having any bad obstetric history, especially in hypothyroid, hyperthyroid, or in breast cases. In pediatric cases, it is important to know about the immunization history. Asking about the travel history, especially in the infectious cases, is very important whenever it is needed. So this was all about the history taking and its structure. If you find it informative, do press the like button, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.